Hi. So I put up a video earlier this morning. It was the backtrack video from me explaining myself what happened to me 3 years ago when I was acting crazy and I was videoing myself doing lots of, crazy things. Now, when I did that video, I had a lot of fear because I actually suppressed that. I put that really down deep and I didn't want to believe that happened to me because it was so traumatic. Now, I believe that video can help a lot of people, especially in the system that are in the mental wards, and also for doctors and nurses and clinicians and psychologists and psychiatrists and friends and family and anyone who's dealing with someone with a mental illness. Just because if you're being attacked or you feel like you're being attacked, you're going to be very heightened. You're going to have lots of emotions, and you might be, acting on defense. And that's exactly what I was doing. I suppressed that, and I didn't want to believe that had happened to me. And it's only this past 6 months that everything is just resurfaced, and I had to deal with that again. It's only been the past 6 months that I picked up my Bible again. I actually didn't want to read my Bible for a while because I was scared to read it because of what has happened to me. Now, I'm making a YouTube. I did that years back, 3 years ago. I did a testimony, and I'm trying to see if I can upload that somehow, but it's actually not allowing me to do that, which is pretty crappy, but that's okay. I might have to repeat it and do it again, but it will take some time, so please bear with me. The reason why I'm saying this outwardly is because 3 years ago I was trying to do something for someone and it got hindered, and that really got me because I stopped talking to this person as well because I just felt like, what's the point? I just give up. And I pretty much chucked in a towel, and I just didn't want to know anything or think of anything. And I basically was suicidal for 2 years, quietly, secretly. And I basically just withdrew from everything. Social media, friends, family. I didn't go to parties. I didn't go out to gatherings because I just didn't want to be around people because I was just very traumatized with what happened to me. I want to repeat that story again, but I'm thinking the way I want to do it is I'm going to get someone to interview me, and I have someone in mind who I think would be great at it, just so we can go through everything, questions, word for word, and I want people to see my face, my reactions, to know that I'm speaking truth. The reason why I did the video a while back without showing my face is because I was scared, because I had to bring up something that I was so scared if the wrong people hear it, they're going to be knocking at my door again and it's going to happen all over again and history repeating itself. However, when I was in the mental home this last time, I met a union rep it's called IMA. It's basically if you're under any treatment order, you have a right to speak to someone about if you're getting treated fairly or not. And I spoke to this beautiful woman, her name was Juno, and I told her my story. I said, look, this time around, I'm happy to go into the mental home. I was very sleep deprived and I needed a break. I said, but what happened to me 3 years ago was so traumatic. I kept it close to me within, and I was pretty much dying inside. I said, can I speak about that? And she's like, yeah, you can. And she told me to call, it's kind of like a medical commission place, and give my story to them. So I did tell my story to the man on the phone, and he basically said, because it was 3 years ago, it is kind of hard to do anything much about it, because who were the nurses that were there? Who were the security guards? I don't know their names. I just know their faces. I just know, the instance of what happened to me. So basically, for me, speaking out about it is traumatizing in itself. However, there's a releasing that I can do, and it can actually help others. And that's why I'm just putting it all out there. If anyone's in the system or knows someone that's in it, please make sure they're not getting mistreated. It's like if your child's in kindergarten, you want to know that they're in safe hands. If you're in aged care, you want to know if they're in safe hands. I can't be too long. I'm actually going out for brunch with a friend, and my son's calling me. Coming, darling. just bear with me on it. It's going to take a little bit of time, and I'm not a professional. I'm an amateur to this, so the lighting might not be great. I'm hoping this microphone, my little Razer that I've got, is doing me justice. I'm trying my very best, and it's not to be the best at it. It's just to say, this is my story. This is what I've been wanting to do, and something hindered me from that. And like I said, every profit that I'll be getting will be going to Spear Frank. And obviously, if I get extra, then it can go to me towards my bills and, life. My son, for example. But, it's all for Spear. That's where it started from, and that's where it's going to end. And for the people that were involved in that instant, I would love to have a round table chat with you. I would love for you to come here, sit at the table. I've got a round table, and we all have our say about what occurred that night. And I would like to video it. The reason why is because everybody has their own side of the story. And you can believe me or not. You could say, oh, nah, she's crazy. She's just talking rubbish, whatever. People have a right to their own, opinions and ideas. But for anyone who has gone through this themselves or knows someone that has, you know how when someone is acting with defense, it's because something has happened, something wrong, an injustice, and that's what it is. I would personally like to sue the bastards if I could. I didn't work for 2 years. I was suicidal for 2 years. I didn't read my Bible for 2 years. I was too scared to talk about Jesus for 2 years. I shut my mouth for 2 years. It was disgusting. I was on lithium for a good 6 months, and I put on so much weight. All I wanted to do was eat, and I was like a zombie. I wasn't a good mother. I was just reserved. It was terrible. And I just wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. I really wouldn't. That's why I post all these random videos and, songs and stuff, because it's a way of me for coping, and I can relate to those things. And that's why I put them out there. It's a way of me expressing myself. So it's not to hate on anybody. Yes, I forgive my mother for what she did. Yes, I forgive my father. Yes, I forgive my husband. Yes, I forgive my friends, who thought that they were doing the right thing. Yes, I do, of course. However, in saying that, I have boundaries with my mother, and I have boundaries with my father. And my husband at the moment, that's another story of its own, because obviously I'm airing out some dirty laundry here, and it's not always gonna be fantastic. But I'm just doing the best I can. Noah, do you need me now? Do you need me? Are you okay? You want Nutella? All right, I'll make you Nutella. He likes Nutella sandwiches. All right, and he's eating again. My son's eating again. He wasn't eating for a good few months because he choked on something and he's got tonsillitis, and my son is eating again. So yeah, anyway, so just being a mum, doing what I can. Just bear with me. I'll be posting something later on. I've got to go make my son a little Nutella sandwich, and God bless, and I hope you're enjoying yourself. Okay, thank you. Bye.